Yep. Good evening, everyone. So, last session we learnt about the constraints. So we discussed about creating database and learnt about MySQL types and constraints. We learnt all these things. So now by using these constraints, we will see how to design a simple database table and how they work, how we have to configure them. Let's see. So what are the constants available? Primary key, unique, check constants, foreign key constants, not null, and default. Default constants are there. So how to define the constants and create a table we will see today. So creating a table and set a primary key. Yesterday we learnt about this one. So after creating this basic table, I will first use shopping. So this is shopping is in use now. Now we can interact with these tables. So let's see how to define the constants. Already how to create we learned, means what is their purpose we learned. Today we will see here creating table with various constants. We will see how to create a table with various constants. So first one is primary key. So it uses primary key. So for the field, not only that, it sets unique and not null. It sets unique and not null. Automatically, primary key is going to set the field as unique and not null. So default primary key sets unique and not null. One example I showed you. How do we do this? Suppose I am creating a table now. Create table, some TBL categories. So that is the table name. In that we want fields. So what are the fields? Category ID is the field. Now this category ID must be a number. Then what is the data type? Int. And category ID must be unique. Then what we have to do? Primary key. Capitalization doesn't matter. Traditionally, I am writing. You can write in lowercase, uppercase, anything. Primary key. And once you define primary key, automatically the category ID will be set to, it will be set to not null and it will be set to unique. Let's check once. What I will do here is I am using another field category name and it is like varchar and some 30. I will execute this. Just first I am showing you and we are testing primary key. When we run this, table is created. You can see the table is by name TBL what categories. Now in this TBL categories, temporarily, because commands you will learn later, temporarily you right click and select rows. Temporarily in graphical interface. Later you will learn the commands, how to use them. When you select rows, you can see it will show category ID and category name. Okay, category name I am entering as some electronics. And after that, I am not entering category ID. I am leaving it empty. But actually it is which field? Primary key. Primary key field. I am not entering and without entering, I will try to apply. Now click on apply button. It will execute a query. These queries you will learn later. So apply the query. Then the query fails. Why the query fails? The query fails because so you have a category ID and it is doesn't have any default value. But we haven't mentioned anywhere that it is mandatory. It should have a value. We just mentioned as what? Primary key. But primary key by default becomes automatically not null, another one unique. Not null is working now. That means it is saying that you must have a value. Okay. Let's put the value now. Value I give 1. Then apply now. When I say apply and I say apply, it executed successfully. Then you see one record is stored. Let's try another one. This is fashion. And for fashion, I am giving category ID as 1 again. Category ID I am giving as 1 again for fashion. Now I will try to apply. So you see apply, again error comes. Why? This time it says duplicate entry 1 because the category ID is primary key and it should be unique. But anywhere I haven't mentioned any unique, automatically it will take as what? Unique. So primary keys are by default not null and by default unique. They are set with not null and unique. So here you need to make sure that it is having a different category ID and I say apply. Now it is going to apply, execute successfully. Suppose I am giving 3 and 3 also electronics. Is it okay? Huh? Is it okay? Why doubt? Any doubt is there? So it is okay because the category name we haven't mentioned unique. That means category, suppose I am not using category name. I am just giving 3. Category name I haven't mentioned anything. Now apply. Then what will do? It will take that and apply. It is executed successfully. That means you can see it is empty. It is empty. Automatically it is taking it. Why? Because every field can be empty until or unless you define it as what? So not null, not null. So it is empty. Let's try one more here. In that, I will modify here the name as electronics. I give electronics and apply, and it is also applying successfully. It is using the same name there. I don't want like that. Then what you can do, this is primary key. So syntactically first, create table TBL categories. And here we have category ID. And it is integer primary key. That's how we are defining. Category name, varchar some 20. This is just for primary key. Now let's design the category name in such a way that category name will not allow null. Then not null. So it uses not null. So it uses not null. Syntactically, create table TBL categories. Here we are having category ID, primary key, and a category name, varchar, and we configure not null. So that uses not null. Now, when you set not null, you cannot leave it empty. It must have some value. So it should have some value. Right. So let's design this again. So I will drop this. Okay. Now I'm using the command again. TBL categories. Category ID is integer primary key. Category name is varchar, and I will add, what is it? Not null. We have to add not null. When we add not null and just create, the table is newly designed. With that, let's go to the categories table. Select, yeah. Here category ID is 1 and category name some electronics. Here 2, and without entering the category name, I am trying to apply. So second category is 2, but there is no value supplied and it is not allowing because it is set to not null. So it must have a value. So I will change this now. I will put this as some fashion. Now it is okay. You entered something. Now apply. It is going to take that value. That is not null. How do you make it unique also? To make it unique, you need to add another constant. What is it? Unique. So it uses unique. It uses unique. This is unique key. Unique key uses the word unique for unique fields. Same. Here we need to define, create table TBL categories, category ID, integer, primary key, category name. So varchar, and it is not null, and it is unique. You need to configure in this way. Not null and unique. There is no order dependency in writing these operations. That means unique, not null, unique, anything is fine. There is no order dependency in this. So now actual you given not null, that's working fine. But suppose I am adding third, here also I given electronics again. Then what happens? Apply, and we are trying to apply, it is working. Why? Because category ID is not defined as unique. If it is not defined as unique, then it have to take that, right? So same value is allowed. We don't want same value to allow. Then what you do? So let's create one more time. Drop this one. Yeah. So how do we do that? This time we will add one more option for that. What is it? Unique. So we will put unique. Unique. Now let's run this. A table is created, and let's select the rows, and here ID is 1. This is electronics. 2. This is fashion. 3. This is again electronics, and I say apply, apply. Then now have a problem. What is the problem? It says that category name found a duplicate entry, and that duplicate entry is what? Electronics. Okay, so it's not allowing. I will try this in small letters. I am trying in lowercase, right? You know, in JavaScript, capitalization matters, na? You learn, right? So here we'll written in lowercase, and you apply. Again, you are running. This time you entered a lowercase electronics and apply. You see, still it is not allowed. That means there is no issue. But actually, if you learn JavaScript case sensitive, their E uppercase allows, E lowercase, it treats as different. Already you know the basic. Here you don't have any issue. It checks with the spelling. The value in capitalization doesn't matter. When you set a unique, capitalization doesn't matter. It checks with the word, it checks with the value. So it can be any capitalization, right? So here one, while working with unique, this is very important to understand. Unique verifies only the value, and ignores the capitalization. And ignores the capitalization. Unique refers only the value and ignores the capitalization. So any capitalization doesn't matter. It verifies only value. Verifies only value. That is unique. We are defining unique. Okay. Next important is, so we have another is, suppose let's say we want some default value to mention. Default value to mention, then you have another one. What is it? Default. So it uses default. It uses default. So it takes a default value. So value type must match with the field type. Value type must match with the field type. What is the field type you given? The value type also must be same. It should match with the field type. Field is number and default also should be number. Field is string, then default also should be string. It depends on the default. So for example, here we are having another option. Let me remove this. Right. So we are having here we are having one more field. I will add another field. Every category will have a category code. That means every category is having a code. And code is an integer. And this code, if user is not entering anything, by default, it should take one. Category code, it should take one. Or better, I will show you in a products table only. Because let's drop this table also. Yeah. So create table TBL products. We have product ID. The product ID is defined as integer. So primary key, and here we will put another one, name varchar 30, and quantity. We will put quantity. And quantity is a number, integer. If I don't mention the quantity for product, default it should be 1. That means default one quantity it should take. If you don't give any quantity, then default it should be 1. So how do you set that? We have to use default, default, default. And what is the default value? 1. That is the default value. So in the definition, what I given, this default value type should match with the field type. That means if field type is integer, the default value type also should be integer. It should be integer. So if it is integer, it should be default will be integer. Okay. So I set this now, and others also we can add here. What is it? Not null. I'm just adding not null. It must have some value. Okay. And let's create this table. And the table is created. Let's add some data into it. Okay. So here product ID is 1. The product name, I'm adding some name here. some name, and quantity I am not mentioning. Quantity I am not mentioning, and I am just going to the second. And here I given some mobile. Here quantity I am giving 2. Third one, we have like watch. Quantity I am not mentioning there also. Quantity I mentioned only for mobile. The quantity for TV and watch are not mentioned. Now let's apply, and it is trying to apply, and in this, so quantity is not defined for first and second. Quantity is first and third. It is defined only for second one. Now when I run this, when I say apply, then it successfully applied. And when I see here default, they are 1. That means the quantity for this by default it takes as 1. It will not keep any null anymore. So that means you don't want null. You want to define so maximum. You want to define some default value. Then you can just write default. Can default value be a string? Of course, default value can be a string also. It can be number, string, or any type of MySQL data types. You can keep anything. That means it will set that string. For example, you have some stock for you have some rating. For any product, rating is not mentioned. Then automatically it has to mention as NA, not available. Then if rating is given, it will take. If not given, automatically it will put some not available. You can put any type here. So default is configured in this way. So syntactically create table TBL products here. So we have a product ID, and it is integer, and it is primary key. We have name varchar and 40, and it is not null. We have quantity. This is integer. Default is 1. That's how you configure. So we have a default. So that is the default constants, how to define a default. Now we will see a check constant. How much quantity maximum I can give? Any number, it doesn't matter. So I can define any quantity. So you give any quantity, it will take. So for example, here we are creating, suppose some 4 and some genes, something. Quantity I given as 400. Quantity 400, can it take? So I say apply, and apply, it takes any value. It doesn't matter. But I don't want. I want quantity within a limit. I need quantity within a limit. Later you will learn operators. Here still you haven't learned operators. You will learn about operators. Operators, using those you can build expression. We will learn about those operators. Initially, how do you set limit for this now? So let's see how do we set the limit. So I will drop this table, and I am creating the table again. This is product ID, the name, and it is default. Suppose you want to set some condition for that. Default is 1. You want to check it, set a condition. Then we have a constant. What is it? Checked. And check constant uses here. What is that check? You need to put the condition. You need to set the condition. Condition is what? So we need to say, what is it? Quantity. Quantity is less than, suppose 5. That's how we are defining the check constant. That means we are configuring check the quantity is less than 5. Is less than 5. So here we are creating, so we are executing this. So we have the table and enter the rows. Product ID is 1, product name is TV, quantity is not mentioned, no problem. We have mobile and quantity is mentioned 2, and we have 4, 3. This is watch. The quantity is entered some 34. We are using some 34 quantity. And I apply, and you see when I apply here, I am having some error. And what is the error is, it is saying that there is a problem in the check constant. What is the problem in the check constant is it is violated. So what are the violations here? Violated is nothing but it is 34 defined. Now let's see here. We will change this to why 34 is not allowed. Suppose I change it to 5. I change it to 5 and apply, it is still not there. So here I mentioned to 4, then apply, it is successful. Because what is the condition for this? Less than 5. Less than 5. You can write different conditions using different operators. Operators I will tell you in next concept we will discuss when we learn querying and all. And when you know operators, you can use, you know, na, operators what you have generally in JavaScript, logical operators, and or you can build with multiple expressions you can configure. Initially, what is a check constant? Check constant ensures that the value you entered is matching the condition that you have defined. If the value you entered is not matching the condition you defined, it will not allow to store that value. So how you define that? By using this check. So we have another option, that is what? Check constant. This is check. It uses check with any condition. Check with any condition. So condition requires decision making operators. Decision making operators means, you know, comparison operators, logical operators. JavaScript have comparison and logical operators, it uses them. Here they are, means I am just comparing with your JavaScript because you people know JavaScript as language. Because you are from full stack UI, what is the only language you know? JavaScript. So that is the reason I am comparing with that, because here operators are different. We use different operators for MySQL. You learn here how to handle them. So we need to configure that. So syntactically, here we have create table, TBL products. So up to this, everything is fine. And it is having a check quantity So quantity is greater than, so less than 5. We are configuring in this way. So that is the check constants. Usually multiple conditions we mention using various operators, combine using operators. Suppose here, when you are defining the operators, so here you cannot use the same operator, and right, you cannot define the same operator. Here we have other operators. We use the keyword and. So we use the keyword or. We use those keywords. Operators, a separate list and discussion we will have on that. That means the quantity is greater than, is less than. Suppose it is greater than 5. Suppose it is greater than 1. So end, what is another? So the quantity, what is it? Quantity is what? Less than, suppose 6. Like this we are defining. We use the keywords and or. What does it means? It must be within this range. Obviously default is 1, so it will start with that. If you want any another range, that means you mention the range, it must be from 3 to 6. You know how to write 3 to 6 now? Greater than or equal to 3 and less than or equal to 6. So it makes sure that it is within the range. Operators we will see later. Here just a simple condition I have defined there. So if you want to allow equal to, then you have, how do you write equal here? So less than or equal to how much? 5. Less than or equal to 5. Basic comparison operators, you know. Just a rough point I will give, but later detail we will learn. What are the comparison operators? So comparison operators we have greater than. Comparison operators. So we have greater than or equal, less than, less than or equal. Right. Later we will see all of them, how we manage. These are basic operators. So not equal, it can write like this. And you know, usually it is defined by using this syntax. Huh? It is defined by using this. I will show clearly which one is valid, not valid while learning about the operators. So here, how do you define equal? Suppose quantity should be equal to 1. Here it is not double equal. Usually you use comparison operators, that means quantity equal to 1. This is just checks that it is exact match. It is exact match. Here you don't have double equal or triple equal, just like you learnt in your JavaScript. So here you use what? Equal. This is for what? Equal. And logical So we have AND and we have OR and we have NOT negation. These are the operators. But better we will learn about them later. In querying, we will see that operators. Here just I'm giving some points. How do we write the basic condition? Right. So because in select queries, when we learn about all these operators detailedly, how to manage them. Okay, so this is a check constant. How do we design a table so that it takes only the value that we are expecting, so that it will not allow any another value that you can define by using this. Next, another important, we have auto increment. Auto increment. Auto increment actually it allows to increment the value of a field. So value of a field by 1, increment by 1, and add to preceding field. It allows to increment the value of a field by 1 and add to the preceding field. That's what auto increment can do. Auto increment is also there. Actually, it uses auto increment. It uses auto increment. It uses auto increment. So for example, here we are defining some field. Here we say, let's remove this table. I'm dropping this table. Okay. Now in this, we are having TBL products, primary key. Primary key, I'm using auto increment. Auto increment we are defining. What is auto increment here is, let's see. So I will create this now. Table is ready. I will select the rows and here product ID. I'm not giving a product ID and name is some TV. Quantity is some 2 and I click apply and apply and you see there is an error. What is the error? Error is nothing but you violated the primary key. So here what is it? A condition is problem. Huh? What is the check constant? Equal to 1 I given. Huh? We'll do one thing. We will remove that. Huh? Because check constant I given 1. So I will remove this. Quantity what? Quantity less than how much? 5. Okay. Okay, let's execute this again. Now in the table, we are selecting and here name is TV, quantity is some 2 and click on apply, then apply, it is successful and by default it is 1. By default it is 1. So that means auto increments and auto incrementation starts with 1. Default it starts with 1. Okay. For second one, I given mobile and I given quantity 3 and apply. For second one, it will be automatically set to how much? 2. Now suppose for third one, I given the ID as 7, ID as 7, I given as watch, and the quantity is 2, and I apply here and apply, it is working fine. It is 7. Now for next one, I given as some jeans, quantity is 2, and apply. And you see when I apply, it increments to 8. That means the auto increment based on which value? The previous value. Previous value. If there is a previous value, it increments. And this can be applied only for the data type numbers. It is applied only for number type. It is not applied for any another type. So auto increment can be defined only for the fields whose data type is number. Actually, later you will learn while learning TypeScript and all, because in JavaScript you don't have, later in TypeScript you will learn. We have a concept called enum. Enum is enumerations. Enums, enumeration. JavaScript don't have enums directly. So, but TypeScript have enums, enumeration. Enumeration is a collection of constants. In that enumeration, the numeric values are auto-incremented. Auto-incremented. String cannot be incremented. So auto-increment you can define for this. And it depends on the previous value. If what is the previous value? If there is no previous value, default it starts with what? 1. Default starts with 1. So you need some more points here. So it uses auto increment. Another important, the default value starts with 1. And the presiding value depends on the previous value. The presiding value depends on the previous value. The presiding value depends on the previous value. So that is how we use auto increment. And this is the syntax. Syntactically, how you define auto increment. So auto increment here can be defined only for fields that handle numeric type. Only for the fields that handle numeric type data. Numeric type data. So that is another how you configure auto increment. Now we have another concept, that is foreign key. how do you define the foreign key constants? For handling foreign key constants. So for foreign key constants, you need a database table with some relationship. You need to identify the relationships, and according to the relationship, you need to configure foreign key. For foreign key, we need database and tables, and we need to understand the correct relationship between the tables, which just overview I already given in last session. What is foreign key? One to one, one to many, many to many like relation. But you need to understand that on data. We need to understand that on data. For that, you need to first design one entire structure of business model that you can implement practically now. So you have to design the business model for that. I will give some points according to that. You try. You try what designing the business model. That business model we will implement as database with the help of the fields. So what we have to do, as I already showed you, we saw one project from IEEE. So we have an IEEE Explore. Yeah. You seen this website now? No? Already I explained a point about this. So this is an IEEE. Yeah. As I already showed you about papers, na, some projects related base papers, means research papers, how you can get here and all. You tried this? Anyone? Have you checked? No. So actually, we will create one design. I already explained modules and all. I will share the PDF document with you, because which project we will take from this IEEE iShop project we will take. This is an iShop project. This is iShop is a shopping application. Actually, this shopping application is using PHP and MySQL as database. We will use Node.js and MySQL. We will use Node.js and MySQL. And for that, I already showed you document, na? I think we downloaded a document, na? Yes, let's check this desktop. We downloaded online shopping related some document. Yeah, this is the document. This is the research paper of that project. Actually, this we will try to build. That means we will try to build one real world IEEE standard application. According to these research papers, we will try to build that. And in this, already we discussed about the modules. Huh? How many modules this application is built with? 9 modules. Huh? Yeah, it is with the 9 modules. We are having 9 modules into this. And this is the complete flow of this. So this is the basic structure of the project. Now what we have to do is, for this project, we will try to create a database with some relationship. We will try to create database with some relationship. How we configure, let's see, because if you can create that model, then according to the model, we can configure these foreign keys, primary key, foreign key relations. We should know relationship types. different types of relations. So first we will create this model relationship. Actually, the 9 modules and their relationship we will create here. So here the next one is the foreign key. Foreign key. Actually, foreign key uses, we have a directly foreign key. We have directly foreign key. So we have a foreign key option. But for that, lot of configurations we have to define. So I will tell you how you do that. So it uses foreign key with the reference. Foreign key with reference from the same table, from different table, there can be so many here relation with reference. Actually, reference is from a table that have relation. That have relationship with current table. With current table. That's what we have to define. And actually, the foreign key constant changes according to type of relationship. So as I showed, 1 to 1 and 1 to many and many to many relation. So let's take a business model for this. iShop application. So we will take business model of iShop application. Right. In this, we configure the relationships. So in the business model of iShop application, first we will design the tables and relationship. Then we will implement that in MySQL. These two things we have to do. First, according to this project, they are having 9 modules, but all 9 modules doesn't require data. So what is the first one? Conceptual model. So conceptual model of iShop. So in conceptual model of iShop, what are the fields? What are the data contents, right? Conceptual model contains, I'm not drawing any diagram here, just I will give a field list. We can present them in a diagram way by using various ER diagram tools. You can draw them. Just I will give normal field like. So what are the modules required data? One is, so customers. Customers is one. Admin is another one. We have next what? Vendors is another one. And shopping cart. Shopping cart is another. Products is another. So shipping and billing is another one. These are the options. So in conceptual model, we are having this: customers, admin, vendors, shopping cart, products, and shipping and billing. Actually, it contains 9 modules, but the customer details are stored in customers table, admin details are stored in admin table, vendor details are stored in vendor table. Shopping cart contains the list of items that user purchases that you put in a shopping cart. And products is the table. This products table contains the list of products, and we will use products are provided with browse options. That means we will use categories also as a table. Categories or as a table. So all products belong to specific category and this. Now shipping and billing is nothing but, so it contains information about the customer address, contact details and all, customer related address. Now here first, if you remembered, I explained business backend. What is business backend? Admin, purchasing, finance department, materials, vendors. How Amazon business works, I explained in the first session. We learned about that. Now, if you understood that, now you need to spot the relationship between these relationship. Actually, you see these modules and tell me here, is there any relationship required between admin and customers? Is there any relationship required between admin and customers? Huh? No, there is no relationship between admin and customers. But admin have a control over customers. Admin have a control over customers, but there is no relation between this. That means admin have given with full permissions. He can delete customer, he can modify customer, right? But there is no relation between admin and customers. Okay. Is there any relation between customers and vendors? Is there any relation vendor is the person who supply the product. Vendor is the person who supply the product. Is there any relation between customer and vendor? No, there is no relationship because customer will not directly buy from vendor. Am I right? Because the mediator is Amazon. So we will not buy directly from the vendor. So the mediator is Amazon. There is no relation between customer and vendor. Customer and vendor. And there is no relation between admin and vendors. But admin have a control over vendors. Admin have a control over vendors. Okay. Is there any relation between customer and shopping cart? Yes. Every customer creates shopping carts. When a shopping cart is created, all shopping carts are kept in one location. All shopping carts are kept in one location. Actually, shopping cart is a table. So it is a table. This table contains cards of all users. That means all users cards are present here. All user cards are present here because I told you already in the business, you added a card, but there will be one admin who will verify your card. That means for this person, these product, these many quantity allowed or not, right? Or this product is in the stock or not, all such verification. So all the shopping carts are maintained separately. That means actually we have cart numbers. Cart is having 101, 102, 103, like this cart numbers are present. We have the cart numbers. Now, how you know this cart belongs to a particular customer? That means in this customers table, you will have a customer ID. Am I right? This customer ID will be used for the cards. That means every cart have a customer ID also. Am I right? Customer ID. That means now what is the relationship is every customer will have a cart. You will not have multiple carts. You will have only one cart. In that cart, you can have multiple items. You can have multiple items, and every cart belongs to one customer. That means now the customer ID is, suppose customer ID is someone. Now this cart belongs to one. Can you assign another cart to the same one? Not possible. Not possible. Can you assign this same card to another user? No. That means this is what kind of relationship? It is one-to-one relationship. That means every customer have one shopping cart, and every shopping cart belongs to a specific customer only. It cannot be assigned to multiple customers, and a customer cannot have multiple carts. That is one to one. So in this tables, we need to maintain one-to-one relationship. So that means customers and shopping cart. That is relationship. See, without understanding these business scenarios, you can't work in a real-time project. That is the biggest challenge for learners, freshers while working in technologies. The problem is not solving the problems, understanding the business scenario is important. That's the reason you may be any full stack developer, Java, .NET, PHP, Python, anybody. They will not put you in complex business roles in the first project that you are working. Always they will put you in the roles of user interface, UI. Whether you are a Java developer or a .NET developer, Python developer, we don't care. You are very great in your technology. You have exceptional skills, but still you are a fresher. You are a fresher and you need to understand the business of the application. Without understanding the business, you cannot work in the business model, business scenarios. So that is the reason majority, as I told you in the first class about tiered and layer architecture. A fresher always starts his career, even he is a full stack developer, majority his career will be in the front end. Front end. Because this front end doesn't require him to understand the complete business. He need to just build UI for it. The business need to be understood. You need to understand the business if you are in database layer or if you are in business layer. If you are in business layer, database layer, then little more brain you have to put into this because you need to understand the business. According to that, we need to design. However, one advantage for you is your senior team or another specialized team who is appointed for doing all this, they already do this. They will configure all the relationship, they understand the business, They set the relationships and they finally give you an ER diagram. And according to your diagram, you have to build that database. So, but if you are working in medium, small scale projects, you will have to understand the business scenario. That's the reason you should know the relationship, how, where the business works, right? I hope you are clear. What is one-to-one relation here? One-to-one relation is between customer and shopping. So between customer and shopping cart, we create one-to-one relation. Okay, next. Is there any relation between customer and products? There is no relation between customer and products. What relation will be between customer and product? Customer is owner of any product? No. Then what relation you need? Anything? Any relationship between customer and products? Do you own any product? No. Then what relation you need with product? I see that you are thinking, means you have something in your brain running. You want to own any product? No. Then what relation you need with products? There is no relation with products, right? That means customer don't have any relation with product. There is no relation between product and customer, right? So is there any relation between admin and products? Is there any relation between admin and products? There is no relation. Admin can control the products. He can add products, remove products, but there is no relation between admin and products. He can control. Control means that is not relation. That means to delete a product, he need admin ID. Every product uses any admin ID. That means, for example, this product must be deleted only by this admin. If such relationship, such conditions are there, then you put relationship. Understood? That means these products only by these admin he can maintain. Then you can have a relationship. That means suppose you have different admins and one admin is responsible for one type of product, another admin is responsible for another type of product, then you need. Otherwise, there will be no relation between admin and products. But admin have control over products. That means he have access to products by adding, removing, he can manage the products. Okay, that's important. Now, is there any relation between, so that means there is no relation between customer and products, no relation. Admin and products, no relation. Is there any relation between vendor and products? Huh? Yes. What is it? Every vendor can supply multiple products. Understood? Every vendor can supply multiple products. Suppose we have a vendor like Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Electronics. Bajaj Electronics is a vendor. He have different products. He will sell different products. Suppose Big C is a vendor. What he can do? He can sell different mobiles, multiple products. For example, Apple is a vendor. So then Apricon, you see what they can do. They will not sell anything else. They will sell only Apple. But Big C is a vendor who will sell all. That means a vendor can supply multiple products. Multiple products. Can a product be supplied by multiple vendors? Can a product be supplied by multiple vendors? Yes, a product can be supplied with by multiple vendors. That means what can happen? Suppose mobile. I told you na already. In shopping application, you see when you are buying a product, you will see buying options will be there. Have you observed? They will give an button, see all buying options. When you click all buying options, they will give you different vendors. They will say that buy from this person, buy from this person, and some people don't have good rating. Usually what happens, it will select the default vendor who gives cheaper rate. That will be shown to you. But you can change the vendor. You can say that, no, I don't want from him because previously he supplied me one product and that is not good quality. I have to return it. So next time, even the rate is little more, I will choose a different vendor, supply from him only. You see, in shopping applications, every shopping application will have buying options. So a product can be supplied by multiple vendors. A vendor can supply multiple products. So what is this relationship? What is the relationship? Many to many. That means a product can be supplied by many people, many vendors, and a vendor can supply many products. That is, anyway, many to many relationship can be defined. That is important. Okay, next, is vendor having any relationship with shipping and billing? Vendor don't have any relationship with them. They don't have any relationship. They just need shipping and billing details. They don't need any relationship with them. To supply a product, they just need shipping and billing details. They don't need any relationship with that. That means, so admin have any relationship with shipping and billing? Admin have any relationship with shipping and billing? Admin also don't have any relationship with that, but he can control shipping and billing. Customer have any relationship? Yes, because every customer ID is attached to his shipping and billing address. Am I right? That means, and every shipping billing address can have this. So here one point is there. Can a customer have multiple shipping and billing? Can a customer have multiple shipping and billing? Nah? You people every few days buy anything now. Huh? Can a customer have multiple shipping and billing? Yes, you have. You can deliver to different addresses, na? You can deliver to different address, right? That means you say my office address is this, my home address is this. Am I right? Billing also different. That means you can have different billing and different shipping. So customer can have multiple shipping and billing, multiple shipping and billing. But all shipping and billing belongs to one customer only. Every customer have multiple, all those belongs to only one customer. So this is what type of relationship? One to many. One to many is the relationship here. Why? Because every customer can have multiple shipping and billing. But all those shipping and billing related to one customer only. Am I right? 3-4 shipping and billing belongs to one customer. Another 3-4 shipping and billing belongs to only one customer. That is one to many. One to many relationship. Okay. Now customer have any relation with categories? No. Admin have any relation with categories? No. Vendor have any relation with categories? It can have, because vendor can supply certain category products now. Suppose, can Bajaj Electronics supply you shoes? Huh? No, that category belongs to only electronics, na? Am I right? Some Reliance footwear can supply you TV? No. That means every vendor have relation with the category. Every vendor can have relation with category. Usually a vendor belongs to a specific category. Very rarely, sometimes some vendors have multiple categories. Multiple categories, but that is usually they don't entertain such vendors. What they do is they choose contract with specific vendor who is good in specific category. Of course, sometimes a vendor can have multiple categories also. Multiple categories. Usually it is only one. only one category. Every vendor belongs to a category, but every category can be defined with several vendors, several vendors. So what is the relationship here? One to many relation. What about products? Products having any relation with category? Yes, every product belong to a category. Under every category, there can be several products. What is the relationship here? Every product belongs to one category. And under every category, there will be several products. What is the relationship here? Huh? One to many. So what is one to many here? One category belongs to what? Many products. Right? One category can define many products. Many products have only one category. That is one to many. So in this, all type of relationships are there. In this, all types of relationships are there. All type of relationships are configured in this. Now we will design this table with all these relationships. We need to design this table with all the relationships. Whatever the relationships are there, we need to design with all the relationships. And for that, we need to understand foreign key. We will do one thing first. What we will do is, for customers, for admin, for vendors, we have to prepare the fields. That means customer, what fields, admin, what fields, and those fields relationship we need to connect. And those relationships we need to design in the database that we'll see in next session. And so, but tomorrow, first you have to prepare this tables list. That means what is your task is, tomorrow I will check with you people, right? Tomorrow what you have to do is, these all tables, design the fields and configure the relation I explained. I explained relationship between these, and you just write the relationship between the fields. Write the fields and write the relation between the fields. Even it is wrong, no problem. You just write. I will check how much you understood. Based on that, we will design. I will show you, and based on that, we will design. So what is your job today is, write the field names, all the field names for every table. That means you go to any shopping site. For customer, what details, for admin, what details you check. So, and according to that, you just write the relationship in a sample, in a small rough paper. I will check that. And if everything is good with you, then we will do design with that. Otherwise, I will explain in class what is correct. How do we write the relationship? You try first. You try that. If you can try, that's good. Then based on that, tomorrow we will build the complete structure of a project application with foreign key relationship. Okay. Tomorrow we'll do that, right? Yeah. You all people have the notes, drive link, na? I shared drive link, and offline people have QR code in the notice board. You can scan and get the drive link. We are creating the Google Drives. Once we confirm everything, we will create the Google Classroom, and we will share the Google Classroom also. 1-2 days you wait, we will share the Google Classroom. Till that moment, I will upload the notes in the drive link. Okay, right. Thank you.